All right, welcome back. We did not film anything when it came to actually doing this car because we were in such a rush at Jeff to Drag Week. But we have a final product, so let's go through how the El-Camino came in versus how it is now. Look back to our previous video to check out the before. Basically came in with a 4-speed or a 3-speed, I don't even know. It was a 480E with the E taken out, so it was a manual valve body. And it was really slow. We did some testing and it was like, some stuff was wrong with it. So, starting from the front to the back, we did a lot of cool stuff. So, literally just front to back, we added the Band-Aid because there was a crack. So that's a really nice mod. This is a real professional fix.
I think that was Jeff's fault, actually.
Probably, but anyway, next mod, front to back. We have a sweet air duct that goes, basically the intake temps got kind of hot and we needed a quick fix. So, I have these NASCAR from eBay carbon fiber duct things. So I did cold air intake here near the filter. Eventually I want to box this out, but for now, works sweet.
He'll get him through drag week this time.
Yeah. Next we did this giant radiator. The car always ran hot for reasons unknown. Then I took the cap off the radiator and actually looked in there. That thing was old and crusted and I don't think it did anything. So we got this awesome Flex-Lite radiator, which uses a extruded core, core, which
nice.
is super efficient compared to like a standard like triple core or whatever they call those days. We had this, it also had an expansion tank that was sealed, so the water pressure couldn't actually escape.
Yeah, it was a very interesting system.
It was weird, so we did that. With this radiator came these awesome fans. Now we're not getting hot at all. And we also ran custom hoses with one of our Mocal coolant to oil coolers for the transmission right there between the radiator and the engine. And then another awesome thing we did is Jeff's little arms can barely steer this thing previously because it had manual steering and it was so sloppy. It was all over the place. So we got this sweet power steering pump from eBay from Germany. This is really easy to set up one. It wasn't from an Opel or?
I think it was an Opel, yeah.
Yeah, an Opel. So basically we just hooked it up to the Unisteer rack, which sort of fit, sort of didn't fit. We had to do some extensive mods.
It was super plug and play.
Yeah. They kept trying to tell us we had the wrong part, that we had the right parts, but there was just not a chance. But we made it work, and now it has power steering. The cool part about this pump is that it literally takes power, ground, and an ignition signal. There's no like inputs as far as like, is it steering, is it not? It just feels the pressure of the rack, I guess, and starts working harder. I don't know, but it works pretty sweet, so that's a nice easy button thing we did. This is a catch can kit we did. Literally just a vibrant.
It's the same catch cans we use for all the BMW kits.
Yeah, we just vented. There's a couple extra ones. We did the valve covers, and then the center one.
LS things.
Valley, we have the LS stuff, who knows. Then we did this Unisteer column kit, which got rid of the really sloppy like rubber rag joints and replaced them all with like proper U-joints. Once again, that thing like did not fit, so we had to do some extensive mods to actually fit it. Plug and play.
Plug and play.
Another thing we did is we did Willwood big brakes and Willwood drop knuckles to pair with the QA1 arms that were already on this car. So I think this is like their 14-inch kit. Seems to be working pretty well, but the pedal was too stiff.
14-inch? Are you sure?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, they clear 14-inch wheels.
Yes, probably that, because those are 50. I was like, man, 14-inch discs, I'm pretty sure it's pretty big.
Yeah, maybe not. But the pedal was still too hard because the piston stuff, mix and matching. So we went down a little bit on the master cylinder size from 1 1/8 to 15/16 to make the pedal a little easier to push for the driver who needs comfort for drag week.
Yes, this is a street car.
Another thing we did was the windshield wipers didn't work, so we did 3 different windshield wiper motors, and luckily the last one worked, so.
I don't even want to talk about
Fun
PTSD.
Times. There's been way too much time spent on this windshield wiper. It's been awful. And then we found a bunch of clogged injectors. I told Jeff a long time ago to get rid of his fuel cell. He didn't listen to me, so then the fuel cell broke down, went to the injectors, and then he changed his fuel cell. So, a little bit too late, but we got the new injectors in there, and it definitely runs a lot better. What else did we do with the engine? I guess nothing really.
Yeah, I think the rest of it is how it was.
Yeah. As far as the integration went, the 2-step is right there, which is just like a MSD kit. We have the same ground trigger for 2-step as we do for trans brake. So when the car goes on trans brake, you can just floor it, and it just sits at 3,000 or whatever it is. I think there's a 3,000 setting on that right now, and it matched the 3,000 stall converter we got. So when he releases that, the car just goes, works pretty great. We have both manual and auto modes working in this car for the track, so he can literally just like let off the trans brake and go. It's gonna shift through the gears at the right spot every time with the HDG control. If you don't remember, this is the 8HP70 we put in from a Dodge Ram actually, using our Adamat adapter kit, which we'll lift the car up and show you in a minute. Moving back, we got a new glass in the car because, yeah, you couldn't even see out of this. We also spray painted the dash with some really matte paint because the reflections on the fiberglass dash were so bad you couldn't see in the sunlight. It was really, really bad. I guess we get into the driver's den right here. Let me pull the steering wheel out to show you guys. The steering wheel is super cool.
I'm locked out. Oh, here we go.
I'll bring this out for you guys to check out. So this is a Sparco wheel. We have trans brake, line lock, and then we have our paddle adapter kit, our adapter plate kit, and we have our Seamless Garage paddles here, which are super snappy and nice, connected to the original quick release that was on this car. I think this came out great. It also uses the, I think, 8-wire coiled cord that we also stock. Yeah, I mean, this wheel's super cool in an old car like this. Goes together really nicely. Another thing we did is use the DCT sequential shifter and the digital shift screen. So we replaced, well, let me power this guy. Let me power it up so you can see it.
It's about to sound like it's taken off.
Yeah.
Electric power steering is pretty hilarious.
So this is the keypad for shifting. You can, this park, neutral, reverse drive. That's how you enter gears. Then you can manually shift once in manual mode with this or the paddles. This is the nice screen we did. It says, you know, the gear you're in, the mode you're in, park's the mode, we're actually in neutral gear, and then the transmission temperature right there. This came out super nice. We have this little dash thing for the connector cord. And yeah, I mean, the sequential shifter is super cool looking. We have the super sweet steering wheel. You just kind of, boom, we're in. So that worked out pretty great. And I think the car is definitely modernized a lot with that. And it's super easy to use. Before, the old shifter was like a latching type and you had to use 2 hands to literally shift gears. And now he can reach from the driver's seat all strapped in, pick his stuff, and he's good to go. For example, to get into manual mode, you literally just hit the green button, and then to get into auto, you just hit it again. And you can alternate that way. And then moving back, turn this off.
Yeah, turn that crazy pump off. Sounds like Elon Musk is about to take off into the stratosphere.
Moving back, we just did a new battery, I guess, on the top here, nothing much to see. I guess let's lift it up now.
Yeah, underneath diff stuff, suspension stuff, so.
We changed the rear end from like a 4.5 to a 4.6 or something to a 3.5 to match the ratios. So this car is gonna launch in first, then grab second pretty quick, and then go through the gears, crossing the line in 5th gear. But while we took this car apart, we found a ton wrong. Like, it was so wore out, it was so bad. So it has all new suspension linkages everywhere. Alrighty, she's up in the air. Let's take a look back to front. So previously, Jeff had another El-Camino, which unfortunately was wrecked because this bar broke and then the rear end shifted. And a lot of the parts were transferred over. The rear shocks that were on the car were actually too short, so they were bottoming out, which is why all these were braced. Because it was literally bottoming out and breaking these tabs from the force of the shock just hitting, the whole car being on this brace. We replaced the shocks with new QA1s of the proper length, so it actually rides nice now and doesn't bottom out. So this is just left over. Like I said, we changed the ratio here and rebuilt the whole rear end. Every link here, all these Heim joints in this car are all redone. The whole car squeaked a lot and rattled, and these were all just toast. They were super wore out. Also, the bolts were like not the correct size, so they just like flopped around in the hole. Yeah, it was pretty bad. There was definitely, the bolts were like being worn down. That's sweet. So we got one of our, this is actually a 4-inch drive shaft we did with the slip joint for the 8HP70 because there's not a slip yoke in the transmission. So this allows the drive shaft to, you know, go up and down. Worked out nice. And then right here is honestly the coolest part of the whole build. is the 8HP70. So this is a Dodge Ram variant. They're the same thing, our slight bell housing changes. We actually used our bell housing adapter, which is for the Charger, the car version, with the Ram transmission. It works sweet. You're just missing a couple holes. Not that it matters, because you don't need 12 bolts holding on your transmission.
No.
So what we did is use the PCB board that we offer on our website, the harness we offer on our website, and just ran it down. Super easy. Car goes through adaptation, and you're pretty much ready to drive. We made this little bracket, trying to just quickly, and to get it mounted to the same transmission mount that was already in the car from the 4L80. So I mean, this came out pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with this.
Jeff's blanket on it.
Yeah, Jeff is really obsessed with exploding things, so he refused to drive without the blanket, but so it has a blanket on it. But as you can see here, this is the adapter plate that goes between the engine and the transmission. The car comes with a custom flywheel to bolt the factory converter to the LS and also make up the space difference from the spacer plate. The stock starter still used, which is nice, and you just have to cut a little notch out of the bell housing to clear the starter, which is not a big deal. As you can see here, we got the Willwoods, we got the QA1 shocks that were already in there, but we changed the springs.
Well, you need to change spring rates.
Yeah, the spring rates in this car were like for extreme autocrossing or something. They were like the Hotchkiss, like 700-pound springs or something. We were wondering why the car rode so bad and like didn't launch well, because we would launch and the car would just like go forward, like it wouldn't move at all.
Yeah.
So we went back to actually factory springs. These are like Moog factory replacements. And why it's like a million times better combined with the rear shocks we did.
Yeah.
We also went to a little bit wider of a front wheel because the front wheel used to be really narrow with like a normal sized tire on it. So it was just like stretched, but like reverse stretch.
Yeah. Reverse stretch for a skinny front.
So now this is literally a factory size wheel and a factory size tire. This is like what the car came with.
Yeah.
Just the Mickey Thompson version.
Which is good for drag week. Like.
Yeah, and I can drive nicely. You can see the power steering rack is right here. Came out nice.
That's power steering rack.
And we have the transmission cooler right here, which honestly works amazing. The transmission never gets above 190, even when we're hammering on it over and over and over again.
It's nice. We could do like multiple launches in a row now. It's not like it used to be.
This is the same one that is in Chris's car with 8HP50. The car previously had a cooler that was up in front of the radiator, which I'm sure didn't help the radiator, and also didn't work well drag racing because you're doing a lot of running and then sitting, and it's not doing anything if you're not moving. So this lets the fan and the radiator cool the oil and is much more efficient than any any air cooler you're going to put on a car like this. So I mean, it works pretty sweet. We have these Schwick mods.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a full build, but it definitely was a big update for the car.
It was a lot, yeah. I mean, how much we found when we got in there.
Yeah, the car was supposed to be a quick job. And
well, it's supposed to be a transmission, and then it got a whole new rear end.
It got everything.
All new suspension, and
yeah. So
that's how it goes.
I mean, you got to do it right, so we want the car to make it through drag week, no issues. Oh, excuse me. But I think, I guess we'll put it on the ground, get it outside, show you guys some functions with the 8HP70. Works pretty great, like the trans brake. Just the launch in general, the auto mode, the manual mode, and how easy it is to steer with power steering. Because I mean, the last video, you remember we were wrenching on it.
Yeah.
And you can definitely tell it's way better now. So I guess now it's time to drive, the fun part.
Ooh.
All right, let's do it. Let's just show you a quick rundown on how everything works. So we have electric power steering, which is like miles better than whatever we had before, which was not good. This is the screen that shows everything. We're 140 degrees trans temp right now. We're in neutral, but the mode is in park. So if we got let off the brake, we're in park like normal. This is the gear selector keypad, which we're gonna add to our store very shortly. This is park, neutral, reverse, drive. And if I hit drive again, it turns green and we go into auto mode. I'm gonna go back to manual for now, and let's take off and show you how smooth this thing drives. And this thing has only been tuned with the auto learning function and a little bit of blip tuning by me, which took like an hour. It was really easy just to make the car really smooth on downshifts, rolling up to stoplights. Because it only needed a little tuning because it had such a massive throttle body. I think it's a 102 mil throttle body, so it just likes to go a little crazy. Oh, I did not put this on straight. All right, here we go. All right. Again, not straight. Third time's a charm. Super easy to drive. Honestly, doing traffic in second gear is no problem. Just leave it in second. The ECG is flipping on downshifts and doing automatic cuts on upshift with no wiring to the ECU directly. Already in 8th gear, cruise along at like 900 RPMs. I guess we'll go around the block real quick and just show you the car functioning in traffic and stuff. It's like a normal car.
It does drive like a normal car. Doesn't shake like a normal car. It definitely is shaky.
It's a lot of big cam action.
Oh, so cammy. All right, let's show you how smooth this is. Just get on the gas. Look how easy it is to shift when you get cut off.
Yeah, exactly. Downshift, you know, it happens so fast, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So smooth. It's gonna be great on drag week. The engine braking with this transmission also is super cool. I have it set up so it really does engine brake on decel, which it really didn't do much before, and it's really nice. I think before the converter used to not lock up or whatever on decel, but now it does, and like I can literally downshift like a manual up the stoplights. Like that's no brakes. That was just engine braking through the gears.
It's a street car.
Yeah. Look at this too. brake and gas. This will be no line lock or anything.
Okay.
Let's do a burnout.
This is a burnout. There's America right there.
Alright, now that it's backed up like a street outlaw professional, let's look at trans brake.
You're such a street outlaw. Wow. I'm gonna save my ear. I'm gonna save my ears and go over here. America. You're such an outlaw of the streets.
You see me do that trans brake right there? All the limiter. Banging them revs.
So many bald eagles.
So I mean that's just me manually shifting. So I guess let's grab the draggy.
Yeah.
And do a little after comparison. And I'll put it all in auto mode for the
draggy.
For the draggy. So you guys can see that working.
All right, let's go get it.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a launch here, a little comparison. 2 people in the car, just like last time. No burnout like last time. Let's just see what she's got.
Hell yeah.
Trans brake, full throttle.